Michael Douglas, welcome back to another episode of Dr. Pundit where we talk about music, not medicine. On this edition, it's another rest in peace segment with, I knew about this story, but I really haven't had a chance to kind of do a video about it until today. Chuck Mangione was a prolific composer and musician who released 30 albums in his career, died on July 22nd. A statement from his family did confirm he was 84 years of age. A celebrated composer and virtuoso, flugelhorn and trumpet player, Mangione began taking music lessons at the age of 8 and played in jazz combo with his pianist brother Gap during his high school years. He and his brother Gap were heavily inspired by Dizzy Gillespie, and Dizzy Gillespie would often join the Mangiones for dinner whenever he was in town, and that's Rochester, New York, which is where Mangione was born and raised, and became one of Mangione's biggest influences. Gillespie was so impressed by the teenage Mangione that he gave him one of his trademark upswept trumpets. Mangione went on to study at the Eastman School of Music in Rochester and graduated in 1963 with a bachelor's in music education, and he later returned to teach and direct the school's jazz ensemble. He, of course, parlayed his musical upbringing into a very successful solo career, selling millions of records and receiving numerous awards, including 2 Grammy Awards in 1977 for Best Instrumental Composition for this track, Bolivia, and in 1979 for the Best Pop Instrumental Performance, The Children of Sanchez. The latter occurred in the soundtrack for the movie of the same name, also won a Golden Globe. Now, his successful radio mainstream singles came also in 1977 and in 1978-79. His 1977 single, Feels So Good, off the album from the same name, and that album peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200, peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100, the single did. The album that kept the Mangione album out of the number 1 spot was the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. The top 5 smash, Feels So Good, also became a staple on the show King of the Hill, the Fox comedy, where it was frequently referenced, with Mangione himself nabbing a recurring voice-over role. Mangione also lent his talents to Olympic stardom. He composed Give It All You Got, which was a top 20 hit from 1979, to use as the theme song for the 1980 Winter Games in Lake Placid, New York. And he performed it during the closing ceremonies of that year to an audience of several hundred million viewers worldwide. His family put out a statement saying, "Chuck's love affair with music has been characterized by his boundless energy, unabashed enthusiasm, and pure joy that radiated from the stage. His appreciation for his loyal worldwide fans was genuine, and as evidenced by how often he would sit at the edge of the stage after a concert for however long it took to sign autographs for the fans who stayed to meet him and the band." Mangione's family also noted that Mangione worked to inspire a new generation of musicians by using high school bands as his orchestra or scheduling children's matinee concerts where kids in the audience could join him on stage. He would also ask them to bring their own musical instruments for kind of impromptu jam sessions. Now, even before his death, Mangione's wide-ranging music career was memorialized in the American Songbook. In 2009, he donated a section of his music memorabilia to the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. Now, among those items, his signature brown felt hat, scores to his most important works, photos, albums, and even an animation cell from King of the Hill. And I like really kind of giving these scandal-free careers all the acknowledgement they deserve, and you could honestly say that Chuck Mangione's career was scandal-free, but heavily influenced others after it. And this was a guy who really cared about his community, Rochester, New York, and certainly gave back to it in his own unique ways, which did showcase his talents. I'm Michael Douglas. If you like what you see here on the channel, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. And as the late, great Barry White always used to say, let the music play. And I'll see you on the next episode.